What's good, everybody? I'm Justin Miller, host and owner of Legends of Athletics, and this is the Legends of Athletics podcast. Before we get started, I just want to ask you one thing. If you can, please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and rate, like, and share this podcast if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us move up in the ranks, and it helps more people to get to know us and get to know us as we move up in the ranks. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get more people to listen, and we're trying to get more people to subscribe. And so with that, that's the only thing I really ask you to do. We don't have any sponsorships for this podcast right now, so sit back, listen, and enjoy. This week has been a phenomenal week, a great week. Everybody these days has podcasts, seems like. And one thing that we have had the opportunity to see this week is virality in the podcasting universe that we have not seen in times past. Cat Williams joined Shannon Sharp on Club Shay Shay, and that podcast has now garnered over 27 million views. And those guys talked about a lot of good key points that that have to do with business, points that have to do with personal success and growth, and just so many things that you can take, so many gems you can take from that podcast to just be a better person. I thought about a lot of things that were talked about in that podcast, and I'm not going to use this platform to talk about anybody today or any things I've gone through today. But I do want to talk about success, and I do want to talk about the things that help us to be a success and what it takes to be successful. A couple of things that Cat Williams talked about was betting on yourself. He also talked about investing in yourself and talked about doing your best work within your craft, within your field continuously. And I think that a thing that I think about within that podcast I would like to talk about is flattery, and how flattery can be one of the things that causes us to begin to welcome and invite complacency, but it also causes us to stop doing the work that made us successful to begin with. And so with complacency, and what I'm talking about with flattery and how that produces complacency, is just flattery is the thing that people come up and tell you how great of a job you're doing. The things that you're doing are really moving them. The things that you're doing is causing them to be invoked to change, is inspiring them to be more, to go beyond where they currently are. And flattery can simply feed the beast within and cause us to kind of go by the wayside, or to put away the hunger that has made us successful to get to the point that we are currently. And wherever you are currently, you have to know that will not be enough to get you to the next level, to the next step. And we're coming into the signing day season. It ends in February, but we're in that period of signing day. A lot of kids getting recruited, a lot of kids signing letters of intent, and it's a very exciting time. The thing is, with that, you're going to see a lot of kids that are 4 stars, 5 stars, get complacent and not prepare themselves for the next level of what got them to the place of being offered the scholarship, to the place of being offered a letter of intent, or asked for their commitment to get on the team to wherever they're choosing to proceed to play college ball at, or professional, whatever ranks that you've been asked to climb up to get to where you are. And flattery is like honey to us. It's sweet, it's soothing, it's relaxing, but it doesn't produce hunger. If you think about anything that is sweet and soothing, think about candy. Candy is a comfort food, and candy makes us relaxed. It gives us a sensation of we're eating, but it doesn't fulfill us. It doesn't make us full. But if you eat enough of it, you may get the sensation that you're full, but it's going to keep making you eat more and more and more, to where you're never, that taste, that satiability is what I'm looking for. You'll never be satiated and never be satisfied with what you're eating. And so, to stay on point of flattery, we don't want to listen to too much of the noise on the outside that we forget on the inside what made us successful to start. I see so many athletes, I see so many people in business that do great things one time or 2 times and get the praise, the adulation, the recognition, the accolades, and then they stop. That's not where we stop. Whenever we start getting success, whenever we start doing the things that made us successful, then that's when we should go a little bit harder, and that's where we should reset, rethink to the level that we are on, and then do what is required for that level. This is why I say this, right? I've been in the business for 9.5 years. April of this year, we're going to be at year 10, and 10 years has flown by quickly. Thinking back to 10 years ago, I was in college. It was an idea. I exercised that idea upon graduating, and it just seems like time has been flying. We have been having fun in the industry that we are in. But this is why I say, like, what got you there won't, it'll keep you there, but it won't help you go to the next level, because in 10 years, we've had to constantly innovate. We've had to constantly change and constantly stay leaders within the industry in order to keep bringing new people into our business, continue to keep gaining business, and continue to keep business. And when you have those things are what make us successful, but those things are also what keeps you hungry. Because if we would have thought 5 years ago, whenever we first started doing t-shirts, we had our first website and we had our first big influx of clients, then if we kept doing what we did, then we wouldn't be where we are today. If we didn't introduce being more intentional in social media, being more intentional in our video editing, being more intentional in our education side of things, and innovating in our apparel. Though we've been doing apparel, we want to innovate and stay cutting edge within that. A lot of times you see in business as well as athletics, is what the two things we're talking about, is people stop doing what made them successful because you get comfortable, or because in your city, your town, many people have told you that you're great. So many athletes will go to the next level and never succeed. I'm not saying everybody's going pro, but so many athletes that go to the next level never see the field, the court, or whatever surface of play that you play on, because you're in that arena of, well, I'm the best in my town, I'm the best in my city, and that's good enough. Legends of Athletics has started here in Mississippi. Mississippi is great. But our goal and our aim has always been to be beyond. And so the avenues of using the internet, social media, things like that has allowed us to broaden our horizon. And so you don't want to get into a place where you say, well, I'm just the best here in small town. Because if you're just the best small town, then you're not going to be the best around the world, and you limit yourself on what you can do. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself, because what the time that you limit yourself is the time that you stop growing, the time that you stunt your growth, and you limit where you can go and as far as being successful. So this episode is not one that's very long. I've been giving you guys some heavy hitters as far as who we had on the podcast last month, and I'm gonna tell y'all who we got this month as guests. I just want you guys to be excited, because these guys are going to be even bigger. We're doing bigger and better things here in 2024. I told you guys ending 2023 what we were doing, and we're staying on pace and on track with that. This year, what we're planning on being is being intentional. I told you guys last year we wanted to focus on execution. This year we're focused on being intentional. So we want to be intentional in our work. We want to be intentional in what we're doing, and we want to make sure that we set the standard and be the standard for what we want people around us to be. If we raise the tide, the ships will raise, and those that don't raise with us will be washed out. So you guys, if you follow us on anything, follow us on social media, Legends of Athletics. If you don't follow us on anything, go and hit that follow button right now. Make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. As always, take the road that's less traveled. Do the things that legends do. Get 1% better each and every single day. And as always, be legendary.